Shut up and sit down.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of No BS. We're all the way up to lucky number 13. Can you believe that? It's crazy. And what better place to film it than in my kitchen under a picture of Spam? What's better?
Spam, bacon, sausage and spam. Spam, egg, spam, spam, bacon and spam. Spam, 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 egg and spam. Spam, 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 baked beans, spam, spam, spam and spam.
So this week, I figured it was about time we covered the subject of... Now, I'm going to try to break this down as easy as I possibly can. We have a couple different kinds of goals. There's long-term and short-term goals. First, I'll cover long-term goals. Long-term goals are going to be those goals that you really are at the end of your journey. Like, okay, I want to lose 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds. I want my bench press to go up 60 pounds, 100 pounds. I want to squat another 100 pounds. Those are long-term goals. Those are goals that's going to take 1, 2, 3, 6 months, a year to accomplish. Now, a short-term goal would be like, okay, if we're talking about losing weight, it would be, okay, for the next week or month, I want to lose 1 to 8 pounds. In the next month, I want my bench press to go up 5 to 10 pounds. I want to squat another 5 to 10 pounds. I want to try to build up my endurance and walk an extra mile or 5 minutes faster if I'm a runner. Those would be shorter term goals. And what's nice about that is you want to set up those long-term goals, but if you don't set up those short-term goals along the way, it's just going to drive you crazy because it's going to feel like you're getting nowhere. So by hitting those little short-term goals, you're going to feel good, and it's going to get you to that long-term goal. So remember those short-term goals too. Now, most of you people know about that stuff, long and short-term goals. That's really nothing new. But a thing that a lot of people don't understand is behavioral goals as opposed to outcome goals. Okay, so an outcome goal, again, is kind of like a long-term goal in a way. It's what you want to happen. So, again, I'm going to use the example of losing weight. So, your outcome goal is going to be, I want to lose 50 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it is. Your outcome goal would be with your squat or your bench press, I want to bench squat 50 more pounds. I want to run that extra mile. That would be your outcome goal. Usually people do not have a problem setting those. That's what most people do set. Now the behavior goals, those are the ones that most people don't have in place. Those are the ones that are really going to get you to your outcome goals. So for instance, losing weight, what are your behavioral goals going to be? I'm going to A, try not to stress eat. If I'm stressed, I'm going to go and reach for something else. I'm going to pick an activity to do instead. That's a behavior I'm going to do so I can achieve the outcome goal of losing weight, whatever it may be. Another one for, let's say, the bench press or the squat. How are you going to have the outcome of adding weight to those movements? A behavior might be, well, I'm going to try to squat efficiently so many days a week and keep doing it so I get better at it and I get stronger at it. That's a behavioral goal. So what you want to do is, most people get stuck in the long-term goal and the outcome goal. They don't do enough of the short-term goals and the behavioral goals that are actually the key to what's going to get those outcome goals and those long-term goals achieved. So what you want to do is really try to concentrate on those other two. And basically you got to have some kind of plan also. You got to have a plan. So with these goals, you got to have a plan.
Make your stomach look smaller by extending your hands and head.
Now, that plan for some people is going to be like an OCD masterpiece where everything is going to be from this minute to this minute. I'm going to do this and this. I'm going to have all my food ready. I'm going to have this in place. I'm going to work out from this time to this time. I'm going to have that. But that does not work for most people. You got to find what works for you. Maybe it is just planning one thing that day. I'm going to make sure I do this one thing towards my long-term outcome goal. And you make sure you stay consistent. That could be the plan. So just saying planning, that's kind of just whatever. You really have to figure out what works for the individual, for you. If you're training somebody, you got to figure out what works for them. Everyone's different. Everyone's going to have a different journey. There is no cookie cutter plan. Everybody has different goals, different bodies, different minds, different paths. Everyone's different. And any good coach or trainer is going to help you figure out what's going to work for you, how to plan those short-term behavioral goals with the outcome goals and the long-term goals that you want to achieve. And over that period of time, you will get there. You will have some setbacks, but as long as you stay consistent and have a solid plan, you will achieve those goals. And when you're picking a goal, people, make it a reasonable goal. Don't make it super far-fetched. Like, you want to pitch for the major leagues and you have no arms. You don't want to do that. Make it a reasonable goal.
You have failed to meet a goal set by our CEO.
Do you mean the impossible goal, the ill-advised one, or the one you didn't tell me about?
And the other thing is, if you don't reach that particular goal you're going for, do not celebrate the other things that happen. Just because you might not have lost a pound, don't get upset and not celebrate the fact that you're stronger. You may be out of pain that you have. Your clothes might fit different. One of a billion things. So don't make a far-fetched goal, and don't pass by and not celebrate the journey and the other things that might be accomplished along the way. So wrapping up, again, I wanted to keep this one short. I probably went too long again, but there's just so much information about this stuff. And it's so confusing, and people just don't understand what to do to really achieve these things they want to achieve. And it's disheartening because then they just give up. And there's no reason to give up. I've wanted to give up plenty of times with some of my goals. I mean, even running a business. Sometimes you get discouraged and want to give up. But you got to pick your big boy pants up and keep going. So I'm going to leave you with that. As always, please like, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. And make sure you spread the word. Check out our apparel store. We have shirts on there. I'm going to try to get more up there. We got a contest running probably for another week. I'm not sure when this video is going to drop, but probably is just going to be wrapping up a contest. Check our Facebook and social media on that. And probably in 2 more weeks there'll be a skit. I know Zane's excited to do that, so check back with us. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.